Alright, let's see how well you did. We are on to now part 2. I am not going to go into great detail describing every one of these answers and how the answers should come about. I've went through all the lessons in this unit in very good detail, so if there's a question that you're not that you feel like you don't understand, go back, rewatch that video. You can research it on Khan Academy even if you're still not fully understanding it. But I'm not going to have enough time to finish if I spend a huge amount of going over every question and why the answer is what it is. So you can always go back through and replay the lessons that we've already taught, and hopefully that'll help you get through. All right. So let's get my pen. See, my pen's up and working here today. Better be. All right. Which words describe this shape? Mark all that apply. This is a polygon. I'm just going to circle them, guys. It's a lot faster. This is a polygon, and it's also a pentagon. It has 5 sides. So the 2 correct answers to number 1 are polygon and pentagon. So go ahead and mark a star on there or a smiley face, however you want to mark it, because I know you probably got that one right. Number 2, whoa, what is going on here? Umberto drew one side of a quadrilateral with 4 equal sides and no right angles. Draw the other 3 sides. Alright, so you had to draw, mine might not be exactly the same here, but yeah. You had to draw a rhombus. A rhombus was the only shape that met the requirements. And I should have went down one more. Mine should have came down to here. It looks like that would have been it. Alright. A rhombus had to be drawn. And why a rhombus? Because it has to have 4 sides of equal length and has to have no right angles. That's the only shape that meets the requirement. Only shape. 4 equal sides, no right angles, has to be a rhombus. Michael saw a painting that included this shape. Alright, which ones are true and which ones are false? The shape has no right angles. That's false. We can see the right angles. The shape has 2 angles greater than a right angle. That is false. The shape has 2 right angles. That is true. And the shape has 1 angle greater than a right angle. And that is also true. Call that an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle. And greater than. Go ahead and make your marks for each one. Number 4. This is Fran using a Venn diagram to short some shapes. Draw a plane shape that belongs inside the left circle of the diagram, but not where it overlaps. Alright? So there are lots of possibilities here. Lots and lots of possibilities. You can draw any shape that has a right angle. Any shape that has a right angle. Alright, that's not a quadrilateral. I'm going to draw this shape right here. Alright, this shape has tons of, or it looks like a 4. This shape has tons of right angles. So it would go right over here. It is a polygon, but it is not a quadrilateral. So pretty much any any polygon that you made, you could have made a triangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, anything that had more than 4 sides or less, anything that does not have 4 sides, but also has a right angle. That's all it took. So lots of possibilities there. Lots of bunch of different answers you could have drawn. Part B, how can you describe the shapes in the section where the circles overlap? Alright, if I were to write this out with my pen, it would take me the entire time. I'm going to describe it to you. How can you describe the shapes in the section where the circles overlap? They are quadrilaterals that have right angles. They are quadrilaterals that also have right angles. So in part B, you should have quadrilaterals that have right angles. Alright, number 5. Let's connect. This is a line. It goes on forever in both directions. This is a line segment because it has 2 endpoints. This is a ray because it has an endpoint of 1 and then goes forever in other direction. And this is just a point. This is just a point. So your correct answer is line, line segment, ray, and point. And once again, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause, rewind, go back through. I don't want to hear, you're going too fast. You are in control of me, like I say every day. You can rewind me, you can pause me. Describe the angles and sides. Alright, so this is where I told you, make an angles line, make a sides line. So describe them. All the angles in this are less than 90 degrees. They're all less than 90. What we would call acute angles. All angles less than 90 are acute. Now the sides, 2 of these look to be the same length. 2 are, once again, I am doing my best with my handwriting. And I look like a 3-year-old trying to learn how to print. I need a touch screen. 2 are the same length. That's how I would describe the angles. 3 angles that are less than, and 2 sides have the same length. Which words describe the shape? Mark all that apply. This is when it gets tricky. Obviously, and we know it's a quadrilateral. All right, it is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. Yes, it is a square. Most of you circled that. But here's the thing. It is also a rectangle. All right? Why? Because to be a rectangle, opposite sides have to be equal. Top same as the bottom. Left's the same as right. Opposite sides have to be parallel. Top and bottom are parallel. Left and right are parallel. So it fits a rectangle. It is also a rhombus. A square is also a rhombus. Why? It has opposite sides. It has all 4 sides of the same length and opposite sides that are parallel. It meets the requirements for all 4 of those. I know probably a few of you missed that because it is tricky. Probably most of you circled quadrilateral or square. But a square is also in the rectangle family and also in the rhombus family. Moving on down. Divide these shapes up. Right. 3 equal parts. There's a couple different ways you could have went. You could go across. You could go down. I'm just going to go down. 3 equal parts. I'm going to make mine vertical. Some of you probably want to cross horizontally. It's fine. 6 equal parts. I connect diagonally. I connect diagonally. And then I go straight across. 6 equal. I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead. 3 equal parts. Each part is 1/3. 6 equal parts. Each part is 1/6. 8 equal parts. So we can go, I divide it across here like this. Usually, a couple different ways you could do it. You could go 8 straight down. I cut it in half. Boom. Boom. Now mine parts are not exactly right, but that's how I did it. You could have went 8 across, making 7 lines across, or 7 lines across, up and down. They would have gave you 8 equal parts also. And they are all 1/8 of the whole. All 1/8 of the whole. I don't know why they give it a blue box. I have no idea. Alright, Han Solo drawing triangles here. Yes or no, whether the triangle could be the one he drew. The big clue was it has to have one angle greater than a right angle. One angle greater than a right angle. Number 9 does not have an angle greater than a right angle. Number 9B does not have an angle. This is 90, but it's not greater than. 9C does have an, so this would be an obtuse triangle. And 9D also has an obtuse triangle. An obtuse angle right there. There's the big angle in this one. There's the big angle in that one. An obtuse angle is an angle greater than 90 degrees, bigger than our right angles. We skipped number 10. All right, Teresa drew a quadrilateral. All right, she drew a quadrilateral that has 4 sides of equal length and no right angles. There's only 2 shapes that have all 4 sides equal. That is a square and a rhombus. What is the difference between a rhombus and a square? A square has 4 right angles. A rhombus has 0 right angles. This one must be our good friend rhombus. Rhombus is a square that's been sat on and squashed. So all the sides are still the same. They just don't have any right angles. Had to be a rhombus. Number 12. Ray used a Venn diagram to sort shapes. What label could she use for circle A? Look at circle A. I'm noticing that all of them have right angles. Right angle here. Rectangle has 4 right angles. This pentagon has a right angle, and a square has 4 right angles. So what would I title it? I would title it. I would say polygons with right angles. This is a symbol for angles. Exclamation point there. They all have right angles. So up here you would write down polygons with right angles, because it can't be quadrilaterals because triangle has 3, pentagon has 5. I'd say polygons with right angles. Colette drew lines to divide the rectangle into equal parts that each represent 1/6 of the whole area. Draw lines to complete her model. I'm just going to go divide this into thirds up top. And now we have 6 parts. 6 equal parts, just like that. Brad drew a quadrilateral. Select the pairs of sides that appear to be parallel. A and B are not parallel, they intersect. B and D are parallel. That's one of your answers, B and D. C and A, they are parallel also. D and C are not, because they actually intersect right there. Correct answer is B and C. Give 2 reasons that this shape is not a polygon. The first reason is that it has curved paths. Curved paths cannot be a polygon. The second reason that it's not a polygon is that it's open. They have to be closed shapes with straight sides. Closed shapes with straight sides. The triangle at the right has 1 angle greater than a right angle. What statement describes the other angles? Mark all that apply. The correct answer here is A and C. At least one is less than a right angle. Both, wait a minute. At least one, yes, it's at least one. But it also has both of them. It has both or less angles than a right angle. Alright? This one's greater. It has one that's at least one, and it has the other one, so it should be both. Ava drew a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of opposite sides. Our parallel shape has at least 2 right angles. Draw a shape that Ava could have drawn. Could have been 2 different ones. You could have made a square. Could have also made a rectangle. Because they have right angles and they have opposite sides that are parallel. Hurry up, we have about 30 seconds left. Last one, it should have went true, false, true, true. All right, you went through, checked them out. circle any ones that you need help with. And this is your last lesson before break. I will